first things first. Much like most quippy lines that I may end up having, they come long after the fact has passed. And it only occurred to me later that when the ferryman asked for his toll back in the Harbor of Souls, when Doom Guy shot him, I could have said, "You want money? Here's $2." It's such a good line. It's funny. And I didn't think of it. So anyway, 34%. Oh man, I'm only at 34%. Wow. That's not a lot. I mean, I guess I haven't done two. No, I haven't. What? No, I haven't. Why did you give me that achievement? That's not true. Game? Are you okay? I was gonna say, even though I only have, well, less than half the secrets, and I'm still missing a bunch of the stuff, so I guess, and I haven't even done most of the challenges, so I guess 34 is accurate, but, since I feel I'm pretty close to the end, like, I guess a little more than half of this level and the last 2, I should finally get to that, lore episode that I've been meaning to do. So, let's spend some time reading. So, I've probably read this already before, but just from the top. Forged from the embers of Earth's primitive weaponry and tempered by the advanced craftsmanship of Argent Denor, the Slayer's combat shotgun is a relic of his arrival in a world besieged by chaos. Originally discovered beside the bloodied and battered figure of the Slayer when he emerged from the portal, this single-shot weapon bore the unmistakable marks of his homeworld design. The Night Sentinels, despite their wariness of the Outlander, augmented his weapon with their arcane technology to reinforce its frame and imbue it with devastating power. This shotgun became a symbol of defiance, carving through the demonic hordes and etching the Slayer's legend into the annals of Argent Denor. So specifically, this is the shotgun from Doom 64. Which is, different from the shotgun from Doom 1 and Doom 2, Hell on Earth. Because I believe that one has a stock. So, yeah, this one doesn't. It's still cool. I don't know how it works with the shells being sideways and all that. Like, normally they're in a tube. I guess you could store more that way, but I don't know how it loads. It does make it automatic, though, which is neat. Power Gauntlet. Just fists. The Slayer's Power Gauntlet, forged under the Maker's direction despite opposition from the Sentinel High Priests, amplifies his devastating strength. It is embedded with iron conduits which channel raw Sentinel energy into arcs of crackling lightning which surge with every strike. Inspired by the Slayer's vicious combat style, these gauntlets were designed to maximize his brutality against Hell's hordes. A weapon of defiance and destruction, it symbolizes both the Slayer's might and the Sentinel's uneasy alliance with him. I remember this because I remember recalling, yes, uneasy because it is very spiky. I feel like that hurt to wear, but I guess the Slayer doesn't care. The Shredder. I sometimes remember to use this, most of the time not. The Shredder is a masterpiece of Sentinel ingenuity, a full-auto marvel designed to unleash a torrent of razor-sharp steel bolts. Built for speed and precision, it employs a rotating drum of smaller projectiles, each honed to a needlepoint for maximum penetration. The weapon's heart is its crystalline core, extracted from the volcanic depths of Mount Caldrath, which generates the kinetic force to fire bolts in rapid succession. Lightweight and brutal, the Shredder was favored by scouts and vanguard warriors who needed to rain destruction while maintaining mobility. This weapon's punishing volley cuts through flesh, armor, and bone alike. It does not cut through armor. I've seen what it does. It does heat them up, not too badly though. So this is just a nail gun. Is this just Quake's nail gun? Can we, fuse Quake and Doom into, one entity? I think that'd be pretty neat, but I don't know how people who are fans of Quake would feel. The Shield Saw. That's not a lot of text. The Slayer's Shield Saw, a brutal fusion of defense and carnage, was engineered by Sentinel Forge Lords. Crafted from Oblivion Iron and fueled by Sentinel energy, its spinning Wraith steel blades tear through the demonic hordes with malicious efficiency. Despite its immense weight and searing heat, the Slayer wields it effortlessly. It's hot, too? I mean, I guess that makes it easier to cut things, but I feel like the heat's never really explained. Accelerator. This gun is fun. The accelerator marks a groundbreaking achievement in collaboration between Sentinel and Maker technology, being the first weapon to harness a hybrid electrothermal core. This innovative core channels superheated plasma through the contact shock chamber, forming a frozen, hardened shell around the plasma to create a ballistic round. Upon impact, these plasma rounds unleash a small yet powerful explosion that makes it effective against both armor and carapace. The weapon's advanced heat dispersal technology allows soldiers to maintain an extremely high rate of fire and adjust their firing properties of the gun, offering flexibility and adaptability in combat. Well, this one explains how it has different mods that you can swap into. Pulverizer. I don't like this gun. The Pulverizer is a weapon spoken about in hushed tones, born from the madness of a Sentinel engineer corrupted by cultists. So it's actually meant to be like a demon gun. Reclaimed by the Night Sentinels during a daring raid, its enigmatic design remains a mystery, with whispers of it being powered by the souls of its victims. It's powered and the ammo is the skull and souls? Brutal. This weapon, resembling an engine of death, crushes cursed-marked demonic skulls and scatters shards with its tumblers. As the Slayer wields this formidable tool, the weapon itself seems to tremble with anticipation, hungry for the carnage to come. Yeah, well, I don't use it, so it's going to remain starving. Love this thing. The Impaler, a relic of the Sentinel's ancient crusades, is a semi-automatic weapon forged for the devastating precision. Yes, it is. Powered by a crystallized hammer, I've noticed that hammer, it's very cool. The weapon fires massive spikes, capable of piercing nearly any armor known to their world. It doesn't really pierce it, but it does hit hard. Though retired in modern times due to its immense weight and the rarity of its components, the Slayer wields it with ease, proving its timeless efficacy. I was gonna say, they should use this more often because it's very cool, but apparently they don't. I like giant spike guns. Cycler. I wish this thing were cooler. It feels weird having it next to the accelerator and the accelerator just being stronger. This formidable weapon harnesses the advanced electrothermal core technology pioneered by the accelerator, elevating its offensive capabilities by generating larger crystal plasma spikes in two simultaneously cooled generators. These spikes, when expelled from phreonic subtubes, easily pierce the formidable hides of Hell's most resilient adversaries. But it doesn't. The accelerator shoots better. I guess each bolt is weaker on the accelerator, but it shoots them faster and then overcharges them. This just causes big shocks, which are neat, but I don't know, I'm not exactly impressed with the electro powers. Super Shotgun. Inspired by the Slayer's success with a modified combat shotgun, the finest engineers of the Night Sentinels were tasked by the Makers to create a weapon of pure devastation, one that would not merely serve, but define the battlefield. Built with dual barrels to amplify its destructive potential, the Super Shotgun was constructed using the strongest materials in Argentinor, capable of enduring the unimaginable forces it unleashed. Its design incorporated a unique black powder derived from the fossilized remains of ancient beasts native to their world. This weapon's thunderous roar became a harbinger of doom. Should have capitalized doom. One so feared that the demons would falter and retreat at its unmistakable sound, like a clarion of death wielded by the unyielding hand of the Slayer. I like how, despite the combat shotgun clearly being his, main or original weapon, this weapon is still the signature, where it's like, no, we know that sound. Run. Flail. A flail is a weapon of unmatched brutality, crafted to channel the Slayer's ferocity in close combat. Its unbreakable chain links, and somehow it extends, because the chain gets longer sometimes, forged from Etherion steel, wielding a flail head imbued with an inferno core, a crystal of searing power that ignites its victims upon impact. Unless you don't buy the mods for it. Intricate runes carved by the High Priests adorn the flail head, serving as both a blessing and guide to the Slayer's righteous fury. Chain Shot. I think I've read this one before, because it's fancy. The Chain Shot is a terrifying artifact pulsating with a sentient malevolence that whispers from the abyss. Born from the unfathomable depths of the Forgotten Realms, the cosmic realm, right? It channels chaotic energies, well yeah, because it's eldritch and all that, hurling its projectiles with a force that tears reality itself. Its origins are veiled in ancient lore, rumored to be crafted by the deities who once held dominion over the stars. The weapon crackles with azure lightning. It's more jade, but okay. No, jade's pretty light. It's green, it's not blue. I guess azure describes green as well. Each shot imbued with a sinister malice. Only the strongest of wills can withstand its insidious whispers, which gnaw at the edges of the wielder's sanity. Well, Doomguy really doesn't have much left, so it's not really gnawing away at anything, so he just shoots it. Also, I can't tell if there's a trigger on this thing. Guess it doesn't particularly matter. Grenade launcher. The grenade launcher, forged during the storied siege of Karathal, was a pivotal creation in the Sentinel's struggle against the off-world hordes of the Zyvoran Conclave. Well, let me play that fight. Designed as a stationary weapon, its powerful propulsion system delivers devastating force with unerring reliability. I wouldn't know. In the Slayer's hands, it becomes a dynamic instrument of chaos, shattering Hell's demonic phalanxes and their resolve. I mean, I suppose it would if I used it. Wow, this thing is loaded so weirdly. Like, the trigger is all the way up at the front. I guess it's an over-the-shoulder grenade launcher, but that just makes it like a wonky rocket launcher instead. It's like, well, the rockets don't really fly, they just sort of just lob. Huh. Rocket launcher. Like, it does have like the same design. It's just the longer barrel, and instead of spike balls, it has proper rockets. But it is absolutely like the same gun. Well, I mean, it's gonna explain that now, isn't it? The rocket launcher born from the grenade launcher design emerged in the wake of the Zyvoran conflict as a revolutionary anti-air defense weapon. It doesn't have lock-on capabilities. This weapon doesn't have multi-lock. I missed that. It was very strong. Even remote detonation was nice. This doesn't have that either. Powered by Wintherin? Yeah, Wintherin fire, and reinforced with the creature's scales. Oh, was that the name of the dragons? Early models unleashed unbridled destruction. However, with the Wintherins declared sacred, later versions adopted conventional propulsion. The Slayer's launcher remains the last to wield the ancient Dragon Force technology, its fiery blasts emboldening the battle-worn dragons of the Sentinels. Aha! They made sure to give me a real one. Ravager. This one's at least decent. The Ravager is a fearsome variant of the Skullcrusher, a better variant. Its existence classified due to the arcane origins. This weapon channels lethal shards through a focused path, growing more powerful as it reaches peak fire rate. The Ravager's use is kept hidden from the public as the Sentinels grapple with the moral implications of harnessing such an unnatural source of munition. Doomguy doesn't care. It shoots demon skulls, therefore, it's good enough. As the Ravager roars to life, its runic engravings blaze with a sinister glow, and some operators claim to hear the haunting echoes of tortured souls within. Listen, they're already dead. Might as well make use of them. BFC. Crafted by the Astral Forge Kings, the Ballistic Force Crossbow is a weapon of cosmic might bestowed upon the Night Sentinels millennia ago to combat an unknown force of darkness. This formidable crossbow launches the Eldritch Lance, a bolt infused with an unknown material composition that radiates with otherworldly power. The lance's impact can pierce any defense, unleashing cataclysmic destruction. Also, when it glows, the arrowhead looks like the muzzle flash of the original BFG. Like from Doom 1 and 2. It's kind of neat. It's very reminiscent. And finally, the Dread Mace. That is a very cool design. Big bonk stick of super death. Amongst the scholars of Argent Denor, the Dread Mace stands as a weapon cloaked in mystery and dread. Fitting. Its origin and material composition remain unknown, alien to anything the Sentinels have encountered before. It is infinitely dense and roiling with energy beneath its surface. How is it infinitely dense? It's eldritch, it doesn't have to make sense. Its mere presence distorts the mind, rendering Sentinel scientists and engineers incapable of conducting thorough examinations. And the Slayer is swinging this around with one hand. Infinitely dense. That explains why it packs such a punch. Cool. Weapons. Now for characters. The Slayer, with his cool cape and, collar and all that. He's got chains just for the edge. A Spectre of Doom from realms unknown. The Outlander stalks Argent Denor's battlefields with a fury that silences all who witness it. Though strange to Sentinel eyes, they recognized in his bloodlust a terrible ally when Hell's legions darkened their skies. The Makers, ancient and calculating, saw in this silent warrior a vessel for their divine will. They infused his flesh with celestial might, binding his soul to their cosmic designs. Yet what they forged was no mere weapon, but a tempest of vengeance that even gods now fear to control. As demons hunt for the forgotten relics The Slayer strains against the divine chains, his protection of the besieged realm, born not of loyalty, but of an unquenchable thirst for demon blood that neither hell nor heaven can sate. So this is after he's been put through the divinity machine, which explains also why he's shackled to the Makers, but still mad, still slaying. Rip and tear. Dagloric. You show up in Eternal. Are you the first Hell Priest that gets killed? I don't remember. Dagloric's work was focused on the preservation of ancient Sentinel lore and artifacts, a passion that set him apart from his peers, who grew more aligned to the Maker doctrines. Though devoted to his sacred duty, Dagloric found solace and meaning in a quiet, secret marriage to a commoner. This union, while forbidden by the strict traditions of the priesthood, was a private refuge for a man otherwise consumed by the weight of preserving a fading past. And then he became a demon. Good job. Betrayal is clearly the path. Alright, Creed. A newly appointed bishop of the ministry holds the critical responsibility of overseeing the steady flow of Sentinel energy to the Maker homeworld. Even as the specter of war looms ever larger, he has been commanded to remain steadfast at his post, ensuring that the transmission of this life-giving energy remains uninterrupted. By the decree of the Maker Council, the Slayer has been placed under the temporary charge of the Creed, a blade to be wielded in the war against Hell and a shield to safeguard the Dominion in the district. And he's doing such a fantastic job of that. Novik! Is that a staff or is that an axe? Please tell me that's a big axe. Turn on the blade, please. I want to see it. King Novik has ruled for over 40 years. That's it. We see him like millennia later, don't we? In Eternal and all that. Marking him as the longest reigning monarch in Sentinel history. And it goes even longer. Known as a valorous and boastful warrior in his youth, Novik's demeanor grew severe and distant after the death of his wife. Their daughter Thera remains by his side as the presumed heir to the Sentinel throne. Again, she's not an Eternal. Now commanding the defenses of Argent Tenor in their war against Hell, Novik continues to serve both his people and the Maker gods they worship. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a mistake, because he doesn't know that, but, it might be a mistake. Prince Azaric. Born in the shadowed pits of Hell's blackest citadel, Azaric grew not in sinew, but in dread knowledge gleaned from dark priests. While demonkind cowered before the one known as the Doomslayer, the young prince stood before the Elder Council, his voice ringing with ambition. By ancient blood oath, the hordes became his to command. Now Azaric consorts with the Witch, a pale sorceress from the realms beyond starlight, forging an unholy alliance between their realms. So, yeah, he made a friend with Eldritch Witch Lady. Sarat, my boy. The Slayer's mecha dragon, Sarat, is a feral force unmatched in size and power. Unyielding to the order of Aram, Sarat accepted only the Slayer as his alpha, forming a volatile bond. Sarat was grievously wounded by Hell's hordes in the Battle of Black Pyres, but the Slayer's heroic intervention saved him, a moment of humanity rarely shown by the outsider. Under Commander Thera's orders, the Sentinels transformed Sarat with advanced engineering, melding his savage might with mechanical precision. Now reborn as a fearsome war machine, Sarat continues his role as the Slayer's ultimate mount, an apex predator of both flesh and steel. So he is in fact pet and best friend to the Slayer, because Slayer's like, nope, I'm saving this one's mine. Apparently he didn't name him Daisy though. I guess that name is still too dear to him. Should have named him Tulip. The Witch. Born from the congealed madness of the cosmic realm, Ulsalmir, known only as the Witch to the denizens of Hell, I don't know how we know her name, I guess we picked up a lore page, is a living conduit for the dark magic coursing through her alien dimension. Her current body is but a temporary vessel, fragile and fleeting, used to manifest her malicious spirit in the physical world. Though she and her cult of chaos worshippers have allied with Prince Azaric, Ulsamir's allegiance is tenuous. Her ultimate loyalty remains with her own god, whose return she tirelessly seeks to ensure. She trades with the demon prince in ancient currencies of power, safe passage between realms for her dormant god in exchange for forbidden secrets buried in Argent Tenor's hallowed depths. For her, this alliance is but a means to an end, a step forward fulfilling her higher, inscrutable purpose. It's not that inscrutable, she just wants her god back. Thera. That's not the button. Go back. Go back. R. Commander Thera, the only child of King Novik, is the presumed heir to the Sentinel throne. From an early age, she was rigorously trained and educated to prepare for a life of leadership and royal duty. Her mother, the late queen, played a pivotal role in shaping her path, particularly in teaching her the ancient mystical arts. Yet why does she and her mom apparently know super ancient magic? Kinda want an explanation on that one. And the Hell Priests. Oh yeah, the ferrymen. Neither flesh nor spirit wholly, these wizened hierophants serve as the High Council's living conduits. Denied archdemonhood, they wield forbidden knowledge as a weapon and shield. Ancient Bellius, the eldest among the venerable ranks, has witnessed Hell's empires rise and crumble. Now, the sagacious keeper observes Azrak's campaign, his gnarled hands recording every triumph and folly for the Council's merciless judgment. Dude just there to write books. Well... Oh, are you the one who's responsible for the Slayer's Testaments in 2016? Because... yeah, is that you? Enemies! The Imp. Yes, we're going through everything. The Imp is the most common of Hell's lowborn demons, thriving as scavengers that feed on carrion. Covered in rows of jagged spikes and protected by a tough, leathery hide, Imps strike with searing projectiles forged from the hellfire coursing through their veins. Are they AC/DC, the Pillar Man from JoJo? Do they just have boiling blood? Is this a JoJo reference? Zombambos. Zombies serve hell as the shambling remnants of conquered species, their once distinct forms now grotesquely deformed in the corrupting influence of demonic energy. That's how they explain them all looking the same. It's like, no, they used to be a thing, and then they became a different thing because hell. Stripped of their former identities, they wander the battlefield as mindless thralls to their demonic masters. Soldier. These demons serve as the expendable vanguard of Hell's armies. The Horde's allegiance is fiercely contested, as commanding it signifies ultimate authority and dominance within the infernal hierarchy. Well, Azrak seems to have that down on lock for now. Let's see what happens when I remove him. We'll get there. Imp Stalker. These guys look like the original imps. They stand tall with their shoulder spikes. Yep, they look like the imps from Doom 1 and 2. Born from Hell's searing chasm of fire and brimstone, Imp Stalkers are predatory hunters of the Great Steppe. Larger and more cunning than their skittering imp brethren, they tirelessly stalk their prey with a degree of intelligence absent in other demons in their rank. While closing in on their enemies, they unleash waves of fire that track and even anticipate their target's movement. Yeah, I noticed. As if the flames themselves bear sentience. They are especially threatening in close quarters, where they quickly lash out with searing hot claws that rip through flesh and metal with ease. Their general disregard for self-preservation makes them well-equipped to serve as frontline soldiers. Oh, they're smart, but they're still pretty stupid. Okay. Pinky Rider. You get to be special because, man, Pinkies really, devolve as time goes on. They used to be big and tough, now they're just have armored faces and are really dumb. It's really sad. I can't believe evolution really destroyed Pinkies like that. Reptilian steeds of the Archer-class demons, these horned quadrupeds bring speed and ferocity to Azrak's invading force. Spawned in the hellfire in the pits of the Umbral Plains, the Pinky Riders, as the Sentinels call them, are discarded by the Demon Prince the moment their war-torn bodies falter. Riders choose their mounts for fleeting glory in the underworld's halls, yet these beasts are no loyal companions. Many a Sentinel has witnessed the horrors of Pinkies turning on their riders, feasting on their flesh amid the chaos of battle. Okay, so they're always stupid, but they were at least bigger back then. Or back here. Hell Cultists. The Sentinel Cultists, once esteemed scholars of Argent Nur, fell victim to their own ambition. Drawn to the enigmatic power of an unseen dimension, they sought to harness its frequency, unaware they were recording the essence of Hell itself. Their experiments shattered their sanity, twisting their brilliance into cruelty. Now, under the dominion of Prince Azrak, they channel their corrupted intellect to breach the dimensional barrier, opening portals that unleash demonic hordes upon their homeland. Betrayers of their kin, the cultists' once noble purpose has been perverted into a dark legacy of ruin and servitude to Hell's will. So you're the precursor to all the UAC scientists. Glad to see humans never learn. You guys. These demonic foot soldiers wield shields forged from dread steel. Okay, that's pretty cool. A black iron extracted from the volcanic pits of Hell itself. The Dreadsteel's infernal origin imbues the shields with an aura of malevolence, making them both a potent defense and a symbol of Hell's relentless power. That kind of also explains why they really heat up when you hit them a lot. It just makes them susceptible to shield saws. Hell Knight. You guys, I like fighting you guys. The Hell Knight, a monstrous brute of Hell's legions, thrives on the chaos of domination and submission. These aggressive predators, bound by blood to their reigning demon lord, are the embodiment of raw, unbridled power. Their existence is a struggle for survival, their ranks ruthlessly culled until only the strongest endure. Unfortunately, I'm culling the rest of them, so, you know. Though I guess they last in mostly the same shape, so who knows. Stone Imp. Hate you guys. Stone Imps are a deviant mutation of the Imp species. Azrak's war priests breed these creatures in subterranean vats of biomatter, which supercharge their already aggressive nature, pushing them even further into a state of mindless fury. Okay, but then why are they stone? You didn't explain that part. Is it the biomatter? At least the Stone Imps, like in the Ancient Gods, which by the way are still a terrible enemy, at least they're like hard as stone, and you have to Gatling them as opposed to using anything else. These guys are just electric and are susceptible to shield bashes, so oh well. Nightmare Imp Stalkers. Especially hate you. Oh god, I hate you. Among the ranks of Imp Stalkers, the elusive Nightmare Imp Stalker emerge as spectral variants, their nearly invisible forms weaving fear and surprise into the battlefield. Born from strange cosmic magic and hellish energies fused between dimensions of the corporeal and ethereal by cultic psychomancers, they strike from the shadows, their presence a chilling reminder of the dimensions that exist even beyond hell. Oh, so that's what happens when you take a demon and give him eldritch powers. They become invisible and annoying. Yeah, that tracks. Incubus. I miss shooting your hands off with precision bolt. That was always fun. A gluttonous mass of smoldering hellfire. That's why they're so volatile, huh? The Mancubus functions as the lumbering artillery of Azrak's demon horde, and even after that. These grotesque beasts gorge endlessly, devouring rotting flesh with an endless hunger, until their organs burst within their bloated frames. Driven by primal lust for carnage, they kill and consume without restraint, their cannibalistic frenzy fueling their own grotesque growth. When their corpulent bodies can no longer move, they collapse, becoming a feast for younger Mancubi, perpetuating the endless ravenous circle of death. So, gluttony monsters with hand cannons. Titan. In the annals of Hell's dark history, the Titans stand as tragic figures. Once peaceful giants, they were peaceful, who roamed their verdant world as guardians of their realm. However, despite their immense power, the Titans were ill-suited for the true nature of warfare, and they were utterly outmatched by the legions of Hell. With their forms twisted by the Dark Realm's malice, and their minds enslaved by Hell's war priests, these towering demons lay waste to untold worlds. I feel so bad for them now! Oh, they weren't bad, they were just defeated and corrupted. That explains the numerous, Titan slaves that are just, chained up and made to hold things for eternity. They really are a tragic figure. Oh. You make for cool mech fights, though. Thank you for being a kaiju. Cyclops Titan. Oh yeah, the one-eyed ones that shoot lasers. When the Titans of old were broken and subjugated under Hell's first empire, a small number were selected for modifications. Oh, your cyber demons. Cybernetic augments have transformed the Cyclops Titans into living war machines, single-minded sentries that unerringly obey the will of their masters. Well, it seems like these are gone by the time of Eternal, so at least we put them out of their misery. Lost Souls. You will never not be a nuisance. Lost souls are the remnants of humans condemned to damnation, their essence shattered into mere memories of mortality. Their torment of merciless labor in Hell's flesh foundries broke their bodies and minds, yet their spirits were denied the mercy of destruction. Instead, they were desecrated repeatedly, torn apart until only echoes remain. These wayward spirits wander aimlessly, devoid of thought or need, seeking only the final judgment that can release them. Oh, so I'm mercy killing them all. You could just ask. It's a lot easier. Well, I guess they also die if they just crash into me, so they're just really trying to seek that out. You could just ask. Oh. Yeah, no, that explains why they're so annoying. They are the chain gunners. That didn't seem to occur to me until right about now, but yes, these are the chain gun soldiers, and they're always annoying. back in the original Doom because they have rapid fire hit scan. In the Ancient Gods, they also appeared with yellow shields that couldn't be bursted. You're just always going to be terrible. Burdened with cursed weaponry that inflicts unending torment, they find absolution only in the carnage of battle. Their aggression surges unceasingly, coursing through their veins like molten lead, a torment that fuels their mindless ferocity. This unbearable anguish finds release only in defeating in the deafening roar of the hyper-ballistic firearm grafted to their limb. Kinda wish the chain gun was a little bigger and resembled a chain gun, then I would have noticed aside from being shot repeatedly. But, like, they don't look that different from the regular. Like, yeah, the shield is different and the gun is slightly bigger, but, like, not that much bigger and not that much different. So, kinda wish they were actually a little more distinct, but I guess you mostly see their shield anyway. Why are they allowed to block and fire at the same time? My shield is smaller, so I should be able to do that. Not fair. Vagary. Hate you and your vomit acid spitting nonsense. Spawned from the churning morass of hell's blackened swamps, the Vagary walk the path of ruin, bound to no master, sworn only to suffering. Azric whispers of blood and carnage, and so they follow, drawn to the agony he spreads like a plague. They drink deep from the despair of the damned, feeding on misery as leech feasts on lifeblood. His war is endless, and for the Vagary, it is an unholy feast without end. Until I end it. Repeatedly. Hell ships. Oh yeah. They're basically just bats. The skies of Sentinel battlefields are now haunted by the ominous presence of hell ships, aerial monstrosities that mirror the grotesque design of hell tanks. These airborne units are crafted from a macabre blend of organic materials, an example of hell's unnatural biotechnology. So, why are there no dogfights in this game? It'd be super cool to, like, have a flight battle against one of these, instead of the stupid assault mode with the dragon, where you sit and dodge directions so you can shoot bubbles. Like, is that not a thing that was able to be designed? You know what, I want to comment more on this later, probably after I finish the game, but just put a pin in that, because I have problems with the dragon, but again, put a pin in that. Hellcarrier. Hellcarriers, colossal galleons of bone and sinew, embody the horrors of hell's ancient past. Constructed using the remains of primordial beasts, their frames exude a dark majesty. The damned toil eternally in their lower decks, driving infernal engines filled by the anguished spirits of hell's victims. Once relics of a bygone era, these vessels have been resurrected by Prince Azaric to serve a dire purpose, powering massive portals capable of summoning hell titans. Oh, that's their job. Revitalized by the young prince, the Hellcarriers now spearhead the invasion of Argent Denor, heralding doom with their taunting presence. Okay, well, you're gonna herald doom and you're gonna get the Slayer, so good luck with that. Cyber Demon! You guys are super cool, I like your design. Instead of having a rocket arm, you've got like a Gatling arm. You still have a cyber leg. Actually, it's a different cyber leg, isn't it? I forget, is the cyber leg always the left one or the right one? It's always opposite the cannon. So this is correct. This is definitely the coolest design so far, though. The Cyber Demon, highest among Hell's infernal ranks, are ancient mythical beasts, elders of the Horde. Masters of annihilation, they command the lesser beasts with calculated brutality, driving them toward Prince Azaric's dark vision. Their lineage stretches back to the primeval age of the post-Jekad era, their history steeped in blood and fire. Fearing rebellion, Azaric severed the tendons of their mighty wings, grounding them in eternal servitude. Well, that explains why they don't fly. Yet bound by instinct and tradition, these warlords remain loyal to their master. I was wondering, the wings are super cool, but they never do anything with them. I actually have a problem with this design. Calling back to a different demon slaying game, though not one that I usually call back to, DMC Devil May Cry. I recall there was some interview or something where, like, Itsuno's team and, like, the main Capcom devs were talking to Team Ninja devs, and the Team Ninja devs were like, look at this demon that we designed, it's cool, it's got blades on its elbows, it's super cool and awesome, and, like, the Capcom team was just like, oh, how do they attack with those elbow blades? And, the Team Ninja team was like, oh, they don't, they're just there for decoration. And the Capcom team was like, scrap it. If it's not going to be used, don't put them on there. And I feel the same about these wings. The wings are super cool, but if they're not actually going to use them as part of their, like, design, why are they on there? Why are they still the big grounded targets that they always are? If you're going to put wings on them, make them used, please? That just seems like a waste. Because now we have winged winged cyber demons who don't fly. What's the point? Now, out of universe, I feel like they wanted to make them fly, couldn't make it work, and said, well, we got the design, we can't do anything with them. But now that just makes me mad that they wrote in lore, it's like, yeah, they can't fly because of reasons, but they still have their wings. It's just annoying. Now I'm sad. Let them fly. Maybe in the DLC, we'll see. That's the last to happen, right? Hell tanks. Hell tanks are forged from the colossal remains of titans under the guidance of Prince Azrak's war priests. These sentient machines, they're sentient machines. Okay, that explains the faces and stuff and why they exist. Are unmanned and directed by sorcery to prowl the battlefields for prey. Prowl, they're entirely stationary. I don't think they have movement animations, which is fine, but that basically just makes them turrets rather than tanks. Tentacles. Contact with the cosmic realm infects other realities, spreading an insidious growth at the breach points between dimensions. Buried within their grotesque organic material lie the malevolent tentacles, a natural existence of unknown cosmic intelligence. Oh, that's why they're everywhere, because they just exist. Great. Oh, that kind of looks like the Elder Sign. I'm pointing with the mouse. My mouse is not visible. But the circle in the corner, like the star there, it looks like the Elder Sign. I think that's what it's called. Which is a very Cthulhu Mythos symbol. Alright. Revenant. You guys are cool. I actually like this version of Revenant. They're less mechanical and more magical, and that's really cool to me. Like, look, he's got the hood to make him all, like, dark magey, and his cannons on his shoulders shoot skulls instead of missiles. He's just a magical Revenant, and that's really cool. I like this design a lot. Now give him trumpets. Make him doot. Only Hell's most wretched and broken victims ascend to the Revenant class. Uh-oh. Twisted scavengers, they fight alone. Well, they don't seem to fight alone here. Bound to no loyalty, sacrificing all in the pursuit of their prey. He's a hunter. You're from Bloodborne? A homing missile of pure hatred, their tortured minds find fleeting solace only in the suffering they unleash. With every scream they conjure, their torment briefly fades, driving them ever deeper into the madness of their eternal, merciless hunt. A hunter must hunt. And, he must keep hunting. Whiplash! And brought you back from Eternal, huh? That's still not the button, that's E, not R. Back. A slithering matron of hell, the Whiplash coils through the abyss, a corpulent mass of gnarled flesh and ancient malice. Feared even among demons, these reptilian wardens lurk in the shadows of the high priests, their coils a living barrier between the young Prince Azarak and those who would seek his ruin. They're guards. Fierce and cunning, they are the keepers of lore, their whispered wisdom shaping the fate of the damned. Bound in sisterhood, their insular brood endures the endless torment of hell, thriving and suffering, eternal in purpose. No, Eternal is the previous game in the future. But, yeah. Female snack demons. It was true in Eternal, and it's still true here. And they're still really annoying with their whips and sliding around. Although being able to parry them and shield stun them actually makes them easier. I honestly don't remember how I dealt with them in Eternal. Probably a lot of super shotguns, probably a lot of meat hooks. Agadon Hunter. I like these guys. Outlanders from distant worlds, the Agadon Hunters were enslaved and corrupted by Hell's dark will. Once noble beast stalkers for their clans, they now serve Azarak's horde, their minds twisted and bodies reshaped. Marked prey are their quarry, chosen by the Dark Priest's decree. Enhanced to rival even the Slayer's martial prowess, these savage predators roam the battlefield, driven by a cruel purpose etched in hellfire. So, to me, these guys are actually the replacements for the Marauders, the way they fight. And they are very fun to parry and fight. It's actually a little sad that they get downgraded into the Doom Hunters in Eternal, because the Doom Hunter is, well, he's not a bad enemy to fight, but he's not a fun enemy to fight, he's just an enemy. At least these guys are, like, cool. They got their cool blades, they got the big shields. And again, that's why they're the replacement I feel, to the Marauders, because while the Marauder has a shotgun and blade, this guy has a shield, much like Doom Guy has in this game. So, yeah, they're fun. They do that have that annoying habit of backing up too far and putting their barrier up, and I'm like, no, come here. I'm trying to fight you. I'm dueling you. Why are you running? But, you know. On the other hand, so one thing I do when I'm playing these games is, you know, I end up watching other people play up to the point where I reach. And it's both funny and frustrating sometimes watching other people play, because they will, like, back up in fear and all that against these guys, and I'm like, no, you have to go in. They're sitting so far away. He's got his shield up and they're waiting for him to drop it. I'm like, he drops it when you get close. He is a close range combatant. Stop waiting for him to approach. Get up in his face, parry him, and blast him. It's, yeah, like, after the first fight with him, I feel like I figured him out. I'm just like, okay, get in close and just duel him. Secondary thing that I've noticed, when I play, hand-eye coordination is what I end up doing. I say doing as if it's abnormal, but again, seeing some other people play, it sometimes doesn't seem as obvious. Like, my eyes are always on the center reticle, and I use peripheral vision for the rest of the screen, right? I see some people play, and I can tell their eyes are looking in a separate place than the targeting reticle, because they'll be like shooting a guy's knees while looking at the enemy, and I'm like, could you put the camera up so you can hit him? And it's like, you have to stop looking with your eyes and look with the reticle. I don't know, I like to do that kind of analysis thing when I look at it, where it's just like, my eyes are stuck to the reticle, like they move when my eyes move. So that way that's why I'm, you know, frequently getting my headshots and whatnot with the Impaler. Because where I'm looking is where I'm aiming. And any separation of that means I'm going to miss. And it's crazy to me to see that people are looking elsewhere and not aiming there. Like, why are your eyes not pointed where your hand is pointing? Shoot him in the face. Why are you looking at him in the face but shooting his knees? So, that's just another thing that I've noticed while watching other people, and it's bizarre to notice, because I feel like you don't really ever think about that. But then, you know, when you're watching from third person, it's like, why are you missing? He's in front of you. Just shoot him. And I can sort of feel like, oh, you're looking at him, but you're not pointing at him. Do both. Anyway, Cacodemon Hybrid. It's a cool design, but you're not a Cacodemon. How dare you stand where he once stood? Cacodemon hybrids. Cacodemons hybrids, I don't feel like that's correct, are ancient fragments of a vast hive mind, their twisted thoughts feeding the unknowable gods who reign over the suffocating lowlands. These creatures, once part of the demonic hierarchy of hell, have been corrupted by the eldritch manipulations of the witch. They drift across the lowlands, their eyeless gaze, they have a single eye, what do you mean? Seeking wandering minds to consume, devouring, thought and memory to sustain their eternal, maddening communion with the gods. I mean, it's not an eyeless gaze, it's like a sightless gaze. They're clearly not looking anywhere, but they have an eye. Giant Cacodemon. Oh, these are the ones where you're flying around the dragon. I didn't realize they were different. I just thought they were bigger, but I guess they are different. An unholy fusion of hell's sphere beasts and the witch's cosmic horrors, these monstrosities drift through darkened skies on wings unseen. Though already colossal, these abominations would, given the centuries, swell to engulf entire worlds in ravenous maws. That's scary. Let's not have that. Komodo. The Komodo, towering behemoths of Hell's infernal legions, are a terrifying fusion of raw power and murderous instinct. These monstrous warriors earn their place in Prince Azric's chosen vanguard through brutal trials of combat. Wielding their weapons with uncanny skill, the Komodo are as merciless as they are disciplined, striking fear into Hell's enemies and its denizens alike. Any sign of weakness, friend or foe, is met with swift, lethal violence. The Komodo embody the essence of destruction, an unstoppable force in the service of Hell's dark dominion. These guys are neat, but I don't like their bullet spread, because they sort of just fire randomly, and it's like, well, what do I do about that? And then when they do attack with their, like, saw spear, it knocks you back so far, it's actually kind of frustrating. Like, I try to make up with a shield charge to, like, get back in range, but it's just annoying. And they move around so fast, too. They're so skittish. Like, stand and fight. That's what I'm doing. Come on. They're not bad. I get frustrated with them. I get frustrated with it a lot, to be honest. But again, that's sort of part of the design. I'm fighting them. They're not meant to be simple. But they're less fun than I'd like because of that crazy knockback and the stupid gun running around everywhere. It's like, I'm trying to chase you down, stop running. That's basically it. I'm trying to chase you down and fight you, and you keep running away. Stop peppering me with your gun and swing your blade. I want to parry you. Or at least give me parryable bullets. Come on. Cosmic Baron. They're more like, and I've said this before, they're more like big Hell Knights, which, again, the original Barons were, the original Hell Knights were Baron recolors, but I don't know. These guys are freaky cool. Still not quite a Baron, but they've earned a place. The Cosmic Baron, a construct of eldritch design, emerges from the mollusk vats of Orcrith synthesists, techno-sorcerers, I like that term, of the cosmic realm. Forged through forbidden gene splicing, its grotesque form mirrors the Barons of Hell. Does it, though? And marks the unholy union between their worlds. So, it's not actually a Baron, it's something designed to resemble a Baron, but from mollusk vats. Are you a snail? I don't want to know. Acolyte. Once hallowed priests of Argentinor. Once hallowed sentinel priests of Argentinor, now vessels of cosmic corruption. Oh, so you're just continuing to be a nuisance after you turn traitor. Cool. Their souls twisted by the witch's eldritch touch. Is that a spell? These fallen oracles peer beyond mortal veil with minds poisoned by alien essences. The cosmic taint courses through their veins, bestowing forbidden sight and powers that rend the fabric of reality. They serve as one, a serpent with many heads, each a fragment of their mistress's unfathomable design. Through them, the malice of the realms beyond bleeds. Malice of the realms beyond bleeds into the world they once swore to protect. I guess these ones didn't turn traitor, they were transformed. That's what it seems to imply. They are neat wizards. They can shadow clone, they can cause damage zones. Functionally, I think they're cool. Fighting them, get out of the way. Battle Knight, which is just a Hell Knight in armor. I guess he has his extra axe projectile, but he's pretty much just a Hell Knight. I guess he's an amped Hell Knight. The Battle Knights are famed as the apex of Hell's savage arenas. Only the fiercest Hell Knights can endure the trials, their shattered foes paving the path to ascension. Hell Priests entwine their essence with the tortured souls of warlords consumed by Hell's eternal conquests. Swollen with power and trained in the arts of slaughter, the chosen clash in endless trials. Perfected in savagery, they march as Hell's relentless and peerless enforcers. I do like these guys, though. The axe throw is nice for parrying. They still have Hell Knight moveset, but then they have extra axe movesets. They're very fun. I like the Hell Knight class enemies. And this guy is, well, as it says, the apex of their arenas. And I would agree. Very cool. Arachnotron. Hate you. But at least I know I can just charge you and obliterate you. It's the hit scan Gatling gun on your head that is the annoying part. Because I can't parry that. I can only block it until you stop. Conjured from Hell's shadowed abysses, these grotesque arachnid war beasts tear through the sentinel legions with unfeeling brutality. Naturally sightless, can nobody in the demons see? They sense movement through psionic waves pulsing from their leathery cortex, which is exposed. Frail in form but armed with devastating firepower crafted by Isaac's war priests, they are instruments of chaos, their bodies fragile, but their wrath unmatched on the battlefield. They're very fragile. They break very quickly. Oh, that's enough for the demons. Locales. Going through all the levels. Siege Part 1, Part 2. Are these the levels, or are they the locales? Alright, Village of Kalim. The Village of Kalim is a rugged outpost where towering extraction rigs harvest primordium essence, a raw volatile precursor to sentinel energy drawn from the fossilized remains of Argentinor's prehistoric titans. Perched on the edge of a storm-lashed coast, Kalim doubles as a vital seaport, its harbors bustling with with the transport of precious resource. The village's immense energy signature makes it a coveted prize for invaders, but its fortifications bristle with defenses, from towering gun emplacements to reinforced walls. Kalim holds defiant, a hardened bastion of protecting the lifeblood of Sentinel innovation. Hebeth. Hebeth lies on a distant planet far from Argent D'Nor. It later gets to be known as Hell. Not Hell. Wow. Mars. And also, looking back, it's a bit hard to parse the grammar, but when Sam says, the lost city of Hebeth, it's not the city named Hebeth, it's the lost city on the planet of Hebeth. It's a little weird that it's called the lost city, which is why people think it's called Hebeth. I did too. But unless they retcon that, it's possible. The grammar can be parsed either way. Anyway, Hebeth lies on a distant planet from Argent D'Nor. It was chosen at the dawn of the war with Hell as a site for the transdimensional barrier, a colossal construct designed to halt demonic incursions. Once an interdimensional port facilitating off-world travel, Hebeth's barrier was built by Sentinel engineers as a defense mechanism powered by the planet's rich veins of Ethereum crystals. Its hyperphase lattice cores generate a quantum disruption field, severing Hell's ability to open portals into Argent D'Nor. The mind energy is channeled through antimatter conduits, beaming the field across dimensions to shield the entire dimension from invasion, which is insane, and it's kind of crazy that the core doesn't overload more often. The barracks. Built atop the titanic skeletal remains of an ancient ancestral lies Kantoth, the sister city to Exaltia. I've been to Exaltia in Eternal, wasn't I? Kantoth is renowned for training the fiercest legions of Sentinel warriors. At its heart, the towering Sentinel barracks pierces the clouds, housing the revered Argent Enclave, where Sentinel clans convene. Across the valley, the Drakhelm looms, crowned by colossal ancestral skull where dragons are raised and trained for battle. Sentinels embark on a perilous pilgrimage through the mountains to reach Kantoth, undergoing rigorous initiations to prove their resolve. Only the most decorated knights can earn the honor of bonding with a dragon and joining the elite ranks of the Order of Aram, a formidable mounted unit that soars into battle. Yeah, there's not a lot of them though, and they kind of seem to fall pretty easily. Holy City of Aratum. This was neat, it was a flying city. And then it was dropped. The Holy City of Aratum floats in ethereal splendor above Argent D'Nor, a sprawling sanctuary of gilded spires and luminous halls. This sacred epicenter of Sentinel theology, not technology, houses relics and texts from the age of the Ancestrals, preserved despite the outlawing of Wraith worship in favor of devotion to the Makers. Priceless artifacts line its opulent chambers, studied in reverence, but guarded only by tradition. Untouched by war, the city's sanctity is upheld by a spoken law. To spill blood here is to invite the wrath of the gods themselves. Yeah, well, there's a lot of blood spilled because the demons decided to show up, so, you know. Where's God now? The Siege. Beyond the fortress walls of Teroth lies a desolate landscape, sacred ground where the legacies of old wars are scarred into the battlements and burnt onto the earth itself. In the lower levels of the city lie the merchant and industrial districts, now exposed and vulnerable to the rampaging hordes of demons led by Prince Azrak. This battlefield, soaked with the blood of heroes and fiends alike, continues to inspire grim determination in those who stand against the ever-looming corruption of Hell. And part 2, the castle itself? Yeah. Teroth, a bastion of Sentinel might and heritage, stands as a grim symbol of resilience on Argent D'Nor and the indomitable spirit of the Night Sentinels. Under the leadership of Lord Varn, a master of the court renowned for their diplomatic prowess, the warring clans of the region have been unified to face a common enemy. Like Nobunaga did? Or I guess Hideyoshi. Within the citadel, a large population of Sentinel warriors and civilians endure, ever vigilant against the encroaching corruption of Hell. The Forest. That is a face in the floor. Were those everywhere? I never noticed them. I was busy fighting. Once a hallowed woodland on Argent D'Nor, now infamously known as the Abyssal Forest, this was a realm where Sentinels communed deeply with their deities. Yet the insidious tendrils of Hell crept upon them, twisting their minds. In the heart of the forest, within a forsaken Sentinel outpost, they enacted a demonic summoning rite. From this epicenter, corruption spread like a plague, mutating the forest into a nightmarish expanse. Okay, so that's demon influence. Great. The Abyssal Forest became even more abyssal. Good job, guys. The Forge, with a giant speared guy and a sword that spits, magic goop. In ancient times, 2 titanic ancestrals, Tharok the Mighty and Eligas the Wise, clashed in a battle of unimaginable ferocity. The earth trembled as Tharok struck down Elegas with a colossal blade, its impact forming the mountain range that now cradles Titan's Forge. Within the remains of the fallen Draconic Ancestral, the Sentinels have wrought a Forge of Legend. Here, they mine the Ancestral's remains and extract the ancient blood, distilling it into arcane fuel. Oh, it's his blood! High priests from bygone eras could awaken dormant energies within the giant sword, imbuing the ancestral blood with otherworldly power. Well, that explains how that works. That's neat. The Forsaken Plains. The Abyssal Keep was raised in the shadow of forgotten ages and shaped by the enslaved remains of Hell's vanquished. A grim tapestry of agony and despair. It has served as the seat of only the most formidable lords of Hell, a throne won through the blood and treachery. Now it is the domain of Azaric, whose cunning has solidified his rule. I'm struggling to read now. At the war's dawn, Novik led an assault against the keep, but underestimated the prince's tactical brilliance, a departure from the brutish rulers of Hell's past. The Sentinels, battered and outmatched, abandoned their mission and left the keep unassailable bastion of Hell's dominion, until I assailed it. Ha! Sentinel Command. Thera's command station drifts like a steel leviathan over the frozen tundras of Argentinore's northern frontier, a marvel of Sentinel engineering forged during the Crimson Uprising. I want to know about the Crimson Uprising. Suspended by Argent-powered gravitation engines, its towering structure pierces the icy mists bristling with defensive batteries and energy disruptors, capable of repelling even the fiercest invaders. Built decades ago and encased in reinforced wraith steel to counter the relentless assaults of the ironclad tribes, it has since become the nerve center of Commander Thera's operations in the war against Hell. Well, it's kinda gone now. Spire of Nirathol, where Cthulhu was sleeping. Beneath the northern sea of Estovia lies a colossal prison forged by a long-forgotten covenant between Sentinels and Wraiths to subdue a cosmic being of unknown origin. Hidden from the world, the very seas were parted to construct the cage capable of containing the massive creature. How they managed to subdue it remains unknown. They're just not going to tell us. But legends speak of a weapon with destructive scale beyond comprehension. Well, it can't be the BFC, because while that is powerful, it is definitely within comprehension. The mysterious creature still lies in the center of this labyrinthine stronghold, within a writhing cocoon, a slumbering titan awaiting the day of awakening. Well, I woke him up, sent him home, and then he ate me, so he's ungrateful. City of Riul. The cosmic realm is a dimension of unfathomable dread where reality warps and sanity falters. Oh, my sanity was absolutely faltering. I was not immune. Ancient structures of impossible geometry rise from blackened seas, their surfaces pulsating with unholy runes. The skies churn with colors unknown, inhabited by titanic beings that defy comprehension. The oracles of Argent, seers and keepers of forbidden knowledge, whisper of a theory that the Wraiths, Argentinore's ancient gods, may trace their origins to this very realm. Apparently. A lot of things seem to trace their origins here. Don't the, makers have a similar makeup? Are they also from here? Temple of Lomarith. This vast graveyard of vessels adrift in the void is a haunting testament to those who dared, or unknowingly crossed, into the cosmic realm. Ships from countless dimensions and epochs litter this desolate expanse, their shattered hulls suspended in an eternal and silent drift. Some were explorers lured by forbidden knowledge, while others were hapless victims of rifts that swallowed them whole. Their crews, long consumed by the madness of the realm, leave behind only fragments of their stories scattered among the debris. And then, finally, the Harbor of Souls. In the darkest depths of the first layer of Hell, the Harbor of Souls channels the damned forward to their eternal torment. Literally is it even the first circle of Hell? This seems like the entrance to Hell. Or Purgatory. Maybe a little below Purgatory. Here they are ordained by their sins, their fate sealed in the infernal fires of Purgatory. Okay, it is Purgatory. Rivers of tormented souls swirl through the jagged, calcified landscape, while others wander lost in the halls of despair. The damned are herded like cattle into the river barge, where the ferryman delivers them to their destined lair of Hell. Yeah, well, they need to get a new ferryman because, again, paid him $2. That currency was accepted, by the way. The gate opened. So, that's all the toll is. Well then, that's all the lore I've got. That's not too bad. I managed to read everything so far. there's still lore pages in this level and the next couple levels, but that'll be for a later time. Where even am I? What? Wait, this is not where I ended. I super ended, like, back over here. Why did it roll me back? I don't know how the autosaves work. Okay, well, that's, like, I can regain these secrets then. And, continue on my path. I still need to find the keys. I still need to find everything. But most of the keys, because I need both keys. I guess I can go to this corner, too. There are 2 siege towers I need to find anyway, so... 2 siege towers. I still have a cannon. And then, you know... Oh, chase and destroy the Hellfighter ship. V1. There's a chance I'm going to fail that one. At least it's only money. Alright, well... Now that I've read the lore and successfully finally done my lore episode, we'll tackle the rest of this map, and hopefully the rest of the game, next time.